31-6 in conference play, while the Highlanders' loss puts them at 31-15 now on the year and 15-8 in conference play. This is the 9-inning affair. Jeff Lightfoot, the head coach for Weatherford, has filled out his lineup card this way for game 2. Leading off, second baseman J.C. Davis. Batting second, center fielder Blake Martinez. Batting third, the third baseman Trace Mazon. In the cleanup spots, the first baseman Manny Salas. The catcher Jake Overstreet will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Caden Mitchell. Batting seventh, the left fielder Mason Ashlock. Batting eighth is the right fielder Caden Bird. And batting ninth is the shortstop Uriah Walters. They will send A.J. Miera to the mound to start the game. For the McLennan Highlanders, it's the way Tyler Johnson's filled out his lineup. Sherman Johnson, the shortstop, will lead it off. He'll be followed by the center fielder McLean Helton. Then it's Marcus Smith in right field. Batting fourth is the left fielder Daniel Harden. In the fifth spot is the first baseman Dayton LaChance. The designated hitter will bat sixth. That's Owen Egan. Batting seventh, the third baseman Cage McLeod. Batting eighth, doing the catching A.J. Goitian. And batting ninth is the second baseman Abdiel Hernandez. And on the mound for the Highlanders in game 2 to start things is Isaac Goddard. Goddard, a right-handed redshirt sophomore. 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Cedar Hill, Texas. He is headed to Arkansas next year. He's got some good gas, 95 to 98 on the fastball. For Goddard, this will be his 12th appearance of the year. Got 2 wins, no losses, no saves. He's only thrown 13 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. Just 2 of those earned on 9 hits. He's walked 6 and struck out 14. Opponents hitting 184 off of Goddard. He has a 1.32 earned run average. Trying to help the Highlanders split the home doubleheader and end up splitting the 4-game series with Weatherford. Again, at the top of the standings is Grayson, Weatherford, and McLennan. Grayson has already played both Weatherford and McLennan and split the 4 games with the other co-leaders. Grayson ended up splitting their doubleheader today with Temple. Their win in the first game gave them 20 wins on the year, which had them momentarily tied for Weatherford in the win column. But with the win in that first game today, Weatherford back on top with 21 wins in conference play. We are ready for game 2 as Isaac Goddard faces J.C. Davis. Davis watches a first pitch for strike 1 at 6:09. This doubleheader was moved back to a 3 and 6 o'clock starts to try to get some games under the lights so these youngsters could get used to some games played in the artificial lights before the playoff season gets here. I just noticed the bank of lights in right center field did not come on. May have to work on that between innings. Davis fouls off a pitch. He's behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Now we have time asked for and granted at the plate. Goddard's 0-2 pitch. Swatted out and fouled off. Davis was in the leadoff spot for the Coyotes in our first game. He went 1 for 4 in that contest, but picked up a couple of RBI. Fastball misses out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The outfield for the Highlanders, Daniel Harden in left, McLean Helton in center, Marcus Smith in right field. On the infield, you got Cage McLeod at third base, Sherman Johnson at shortstop, Abdiel Hernandez, the second baseman, Dayton LaChance at first. 1-2 pitch. Off speed, it's poked in the air out to shallow left field. The left fielder, Harden, will come in and make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Blake Martinez, the center fielder. He was 2 for 4 in our first game. Also picked up an RBI in that contest. 6'1", 175-pound freshman out of Allen, Texas. Pitch bounces at the back of the plate. Ball one. Martinez at 2 for 4 has brought his average up to .324 on the year. Squared to bunt. Pulled back on strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. A.J. Goitia doing the catching for the Highlanders here in the second game. Checked his swing, fouled it off to the first base or third base dugout. 1-2 the count. 22 hits collected by Martinez now. 3 are doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs. On the ground to the shortstop. Johnson picks it up. His throw to LaChance is in time, and there's 2 gone. Here comes Trace Maison. Highlanders kept him at bay in that first game, 0 for 3 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. But in this series, he is 5 for 10. He's hitting .500 against Highlander pitching. Hitting .408 on the season at this at bat. Pitch, slider misses outside for ball 1. Overcast skies. Game time temperature of 87 degrees. Still got a strong south wind blowing out to left field at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's the prevailing wind here at McLennan Field. Pitch misses down, 2 balls and no strikes. We only saw 1 round tripper in our first game. Caden Mitchell took one over the right center field wall for the Coyotes. 2-0 pitch. Misses low and away. Being very careful to Maison. He comes in. Team lead in runs scored at 63. It led the team in doubles last year with 21. Has 13 this season. 3-0 pitch. That's in the heart of Main Street for a strike. Also has the team lead in home runs with 15. The top RBI guy at 54. Oh, and he's also walked 29 times to lead the team. He gets on base. Called a strike late by our home plate umpire. Maison had already taken 4 steps up the first base line before the call went to strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Goddard trying to get the Coyotes 3 up and 3 down. Popped up, right side, shallow right field. Marcus Smith, the right fielder, going over toward the line. And in foul territory, makes the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side. Weatherford in the first. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no arrows, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first with our score. Weatherford nothing, and McLennan coming to bat.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
I've looked back at MCC.
Starting pitcher for Weatherford in game 2. On the mound taking his warm-ups is A.J. Mayera. .5'10", 185-pound freshman out of Fort Worth is Mayera. This will be his 10th appearance of the year, his 9th start. 2 wins, 6 wins, 2 losses, no saves, 38 1/3 innings pitched. Given up 20 runs, 12 earned on 38 hits. Walked 12 and struck out 42, a 2.82 earned run average, facing Sherman Johnson, who's ahead in the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Johnson 1 for 4 in our first game with a run scored, but struck out 3 times. Lays off the breaking ball that's low and away, and he's ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes. In the outfield for the Coyotes, Mason Ashlock in left, Blake Martinez in center, Caden Bird in right. 3-0 is up high for ball 4. Johnson takes a 4-pitch walk to start off the Highlander first. Second walk collected for Sherman Johnson this year against 28 strikeouts. Now here's McLean Helton. Squares to bunt, pulls back on a pitch up and away, or up and inside for ball 1. Helton in our first game was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Freshman out of Cy Woods High School in Houston. Shows bunt again early. Pulls back on a pitch up on called strike 2. Not sure what the criteria was for that strike, and I think Helton is asking the same question. Is that because I left the bat out there too long? Did I go after it, or was it a strike on its own merit? Now we've got a pitch clock violation on the batter. He has to get into the batter's box in a certain amount of time, so that's strike 2 on McLean Helton. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He hits this one in the air and deep to center field. Going back to center fielder Martinez at the track. He leaps and he makes the catch over the wall and pulls this one back in. Blake Martinez takes a home run away from McLean Helton. Out number 1. Got it up in the wind and tried to carry it out to the deepest part of the park, just to the left of the 398 sign in center field for the first out. So now here's Marcus Smith, sophomore from Harlem, New York City. A throw to first base has Johnson diving back to the bag safely. 6 foot, 190 is the sophomore. Hitting .327 at this at bat. Pops up the first pitch curveball down the left side. Third baseman, shortstop, left fielder all out. It falls in for a base hit. Texas League single for Marcus Smith. I think the wind played havoc with the fielders on that one as well. So 2 on and nobody out, and here's Daniel Harden. Harden has feasted on Weatherford pitching, 4 for 8 with 2 runs scored, a home run and 4 RBI. This is the guy you want at the plate in a situation like this with 2 on and 1 out. Takes a slider inside for ball 1. The sophomore out of Prairieville, Louisiana, is headed to LSU next year. Hitting .351 on this season. Has raised his average 9 points in this series. Spin to second base and a throw, but sliding back in is Johnson ahead of Walters trying to get there. Shortstop with the left hand at the plate has the duty of holding the runner close to the bag at second. Plus, he's taking away the middle of the diamond, but that lot of room between the shortstop and the third baseman. Harden, though, slams one down the first baseline just outside the bag. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Collected 54 hits now on the year, 14 are doubles, 1 triple, and 10 home runs. There goes the runner from third or from second, and he beats the throw. Maison puts the tag on him, but Johnson goes in very hard and does not feel well after the slide. So give it a double steal. Johnson moves to third base. Injuries starting to pile up for the Highlanders. Spencer Butt sitting out this game after being injured in our first game of the doubleheader. Now Sherman Johnson, at worst, may have jammed a wrist going into the bag at third. Marcus Smith moved into second base behind him, but right now the concern is at third base for Highlander shortstop Sherman Johnson. Trainer out checking on him along with the head coach, Tyler Johnson. Earlier today in the league, Grayson and Temple split a pair. Grayson won the first game 2-0. Temple came back in the nightcap 9-5. Ranger swept North Central 16-9 and then run ruled the second game 17-7. Hill swept their series with Vernon today at Vernon 14-6 and 7-5. As we told you in the first game here, Weatherford a winner 7-4. Weatherford will stay in first place in the league. Grayson will be at least a game, if not 2 back in the win column, depending on what Weatherford does here. A long look at Sherman Johnson at third base after sliding in head first, trying to steal the bag. He did so successfully, but get up on his feet now. Try to walk it off. We'll see if he's going to stay in the game or not. That's one of the dangers of sliding in head first is hand injuries. That's why you see a lot of the big leaguers go into the oven mitt to protect their hands, their wrists. Johnson and Maison having a conversation. Looks like Sherman's going to stay in the game. So he's at third, Smith at second. Daniel Harden with an opportunity to give the Highlanders an early lead. 1 out and 2 on. 2-1 pitch. On the ground, past the pitcher. The shortstop on the first base side of second base throws it away. 1 run has scored. Here comes the other runner, and Marcus Smith will also score. I'm going to give Harden an infield single. That's going to bring in Sherman Johnson with an RBI. Marcus Smith is going to score on an error by the shortstop. And Harden will stay at first base. So 2 hits and an error in the inning have given the Highlanders the early 2-0 lead. Now here's Dayton LaChance. The RBI is number 44 of the year for Daniel Harden, 77 in his career. First pitch to LaChance is low for ball 1. Dayton appearing in game number 109 of his career. Jeff Lightfoot, the head coach for Weatherford, on his way to the mound with a purpose. That's not a slow stroll. He has a reason to go out there and talk to his pitcher and his defense. not happy with the developments here in the first inning. Part of that trying to maybe settle down A.J. Maera. Getting focused in on the job at hand. We're in the first inning of a game scheduled for 9, so a lot of playing time left in this one. A 1-0. That's above the shoulders. Dayton lays off of it. He was 0 for 2 in our first game. Lines this one down the left side into the left field corner. Harden is going to be stopped at third base. It's a double for Dayton LaChance. It moves Harden over to third. Double number 14 on the year for LaChance. His 28th of his career. Now here's the designated hitter, Owen Egan. Swings and misses the first pitch. No balls and 2 strikes on Egan quickly. Sophomore out of California, getting back-to-back starts on the offensive side of things. He's also a pitcher. Just the third time he started in a conference game. He's 0 for 2. Or 0-2 is the count on him. Hits this one to the third baseman, Maison. He's going to go across the diamond to get the out there. Coming home to score is Harden. Throw back across the diamond. LaChance is safe at third base. Egan gets the RBI on the ground out 5-3. It scores Harden with the third run of the inning, and LaChance now just 90 feet away. But there are 2 outs. Just the 4th RBI of the year for Owen Egan. But he produces. Productive out, 2 away. Here's McLeod, swing and a miss. Cage was 0 for 3 in our first game with a walk and 2 strikeouts. He did score a run. Off speed in for strike 2. Maera trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. 0-2 pitch. Swung and a miss for strike 3. Gets his first strikeout of the game. Highlanders, though, strike for 3 runs. They do it on 3 base hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left on base. We played 1, and our scores, McLennan 3 and Weatherford nothing.
I've looked back at MCC. With all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family, is the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in a position to do that.
Pitch hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the third out.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planet's alive, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Going back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. Life is young.
Going back into it, it'll go all the way to the wall. 1 run is scored. Now the third coming home to score is Aiden Cooney.
Catch me if you can. We're renegades.
It's this one here in right field and in up. Johnny Salas leads it off. Salas was 1 for 4 in our first game with a run scored and a couple of strikeouts. Takes a pitch high and away for ball 1. Matty started this series hitting .420. Highlanders have handcuffed him though. 1 for 9 has dropped his average to .401. Overthrows the fastball down. 2 balls and no strikes. Still haven't done anything about that light standard in right center that doesn't seem to be showing any power. Way outside. Otia stops that one from going to the backstop. 3-0. This is the outside corner. 4-pitch walk for Salas to start the second. 26th time that Salas has received a free pass. He's at first for Jake Overstreet, the catcher. Overstreet, a freshman out of Rockwall. 0 for 3 in our first game, but scored a run thanks to a walk. Though to first base has Salas diving back to the bag. He does have 9 stolen bases in 10 tries this year. Called a strike right at the knees on the inside third. Goddard, a commit to Arkansas next year, going to play for former Highlander Dave Van Horn at Arkansas. Pitch is inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. That's one of those pitches that one side's real happy with, the other side not real happy with. What I call a borderline call that goes the way of the pitcher. Throw to first base, chases the runner back to the bag. Tried to nail the outside corner with that one. Just missed. Goes to 1 and 2. Overstreet hitting .329 at this at bat with 27 hits. Got 6 doubles and 2 home runs. Salas with a decent lead at first base. 1-2. Lined into right field for a base hit. Salas will stop at second base as Marcus Smith gets it back into the infield quickly. First 2 aboard for Weatherford here in the second. Brings up the designated hitter, Caden Mitchell. He was a tough out in the first game. He went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a home run, and 2 RBI. He's had the hot bat today, hitting .382. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 1. Sophomore out of Salina at 6 foot, 200 pounds. His first year at Weatherford. Pops this one up. It's going to get out of play over the third base dugout. Nothing in 2, the count on Caden Mitchell. He's the tying run at the plate here in the top half of the second inning. Again, McLennan fouled off. This one hits the screen behind home plate. Stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Tried to pull the string on that one, left it low. Goes to 1 and 2. Staying alive, fouls that one into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mitchell hanging in. 3 for 8 against the Highlanders in this series. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Ball got away from the catcher, but first base is occupied, so Mitchell can't go anywhere. First strikeout recorded by Isaac Goddard. Out number 1 here in the second. Here's Mason Ashlock. Time called as the pitching coach, Peter Stark, wants to go out and have a conversation. Well, part of this is about Ashlock, who in the first game did not have an official at bat. He was walked 3 times, hit by a pitch, and scored 2 runs. Now, wait a minute. The way it looks, I think that's going to be it for Isaac Goddard, sure enough. Isaac Goddard is going to go an inning and a third in his start. Isaac gets a hand from the crowd here. Not sure why he gets the early pull here. But they go to the bullpen for John Carmichael. So an inning and a third for Goddard. Just giving up 1 hit. Does have property on the base paths with Salas at second and Overstreet at first. He walked 1 and struck out 1. And now John Carmichael on the hill. Carmichael did not see action against the Coyotes on Wednesday when these 2 teams met in the first 2 games of this series. For Carmichael, this is his 16th appearance of the year. That's the most by any Highlander pitcher. 1 win, 1 loss, no saves. 18 innings pitched, he's given up 9 runs. 4 are earned on 17 hits. He's walked only 5 while striking out 14. Opponent's hitting .233 off of Carmichael, who has a 2.00 earned run average. What he does is just get outs. And that's what the Highlander coaching staff wants right here, is some outs with the tying run coming to the plate. Carmichael has not pitched very deep into games this year. See if I can pull up that stat. How deep he's actually gone in a game this year. Looks like 2 innings is the longest outing. That was against Grayson. Gave up no runs on 2 hits and walked 2 in those 2 innings of work, but that's the longest outing he's had this year. Right now, he's on after 4 outs in this game, facing the 7-hole hitter, Mason Ashlock. It's a righty-righty matchup. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Ashlock just hitting a .189 on the year. Fouls this one off. This is the 31st game for him to get a start for the Coyotes. Game 47 of the year. for Weatherford. No balls and 2 strikes. Carmichael looks to second. Pitch is hit right back to him. He'll go to second for 1. The relay throw from Hernandez is in time. It's a 1-4-3 double play that gets him out of the inning. A great reaction by John Carmichael on the mound to start the double play. For Weatherford in the second, no runs, 1 hit, no Highlander errors, 1 runner left on base. Head to the bottom of the second with our score, McLennan 3 and Weatherford nothing.
Yeah. 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 Rappers really don't want beef with me. Trust me, I can beat you easily. Suckers get DDT'd. I've been swinging for the fences since I was in Little League. I'm at their neck like a guillotine. Woo, Langston Hughes with the verses. Hook something like a Reno. Baby girl, I ain't got time to chase you. I've been chasing dreams. Whoa, I'm going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI. Yeah, we be skipping over all of your verses just like the CD with a playwright. Yeah, I already know if the beat is bananas, it's only right that I go wape on it. Yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD with an A, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD wouldn't play right, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah.
9-1 for McLennan in the bottom half of the second inning. Facing A.J. Mayera, who threw 23 pitches in the first inning, giving up 3 runs on 3 hits. First pitch to Goitias. Ball 1. A.J. did not appear in our first game today, but he played in both games of the doubleheader in Weatherford and went 0 for 7. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a sophomore from Wesley Chapel, Florida, 5'11", 190. Pops this one up on the right side. The second baseman, Davis, out in the shallow right field, makes the catch. 1 away. Now the 9-hole hitter, Abdiel Hernandez. Freshman from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, 5'11", 170. Just his first start in conference play. His 4th start overall. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Hitting .222 on the year. He got into the second game of the series on Wednesday and went 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Brought his average up from 188 to that .222. Takes a pitch low and away. Count goes to 1-2 on the Highlander second baseman. Again, a slider that's out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up. Left side of the infield. Third baseman Trace Mazon waits for it to fall out of the Waco evening, makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. 2 gone. Back to the top of the order, and Sherman Johnson. Johnson walked and scored his first time up. 3rd run he has scored against Weatherford in this series. Takes a pitch outside corner for strike 1. He injured himself sliding into third, stealing the base before he scored. Slider misses out, but doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear. Goes after a pitch above his shoulders and won't connect. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That seems to be his pitch he can't lay off of. Pops this one up over toward the first base dugout. Pitcher first or catcher both over there. I'm not sure why the pitcher is over there. The catcher makes the catch and knocks down his pitcher in the process of doing so. But Johnson pops out to the catcher Overstreet for the third out to retire the Highlanders in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We played 2 in our scores. McLennan 3 and Weatherford nothing.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
All the pretty girls stand up. All the pretty boys stand up.
Pretty boys in the building. This right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn, everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
The second pitcher of the game for McLennan, John Carmichael, who came on to get a 1-4-3 double play to quash a possible rally for Weatherford in the second inning. Isaac Goddard in the start, went an inning in the third, gave up no runs on a hit, walked 1, struck out 1. Now Carmichael on. Caden Bird, the first batter he faces. Freshman out of Burleson from the left side. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Bird hitting .264, collecting 33 hits on the year, 9 for extra bases, 5 doubles and 4 home runs. The 1-0 is taken for a strike on the outside third at the knee. Carmichael will not overpower you. He'll just keep you guessing as to what pitch is coming next. Off speed upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. Doesn't strike out a lot of batters, just gets them to get themselves out, which is about all the coaching staff ask a pitcher to do. The 2-1 pitch is driven foul up first base side. First base coach getting out of the way of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That time called is the foul ball being chased down in the right field corner. That one's hit to the left side, going to get out of play. So now he's sprayed one to each foul territory. Looking to get one between the lines here. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. First strikeout for John Carmichael. Second strikeout for Highlander pitching. Out number 1 here in the top of the third. 9-hole batter, Uriah Walters, the shortstop. He was 0 for 3 in our first game, but did pick up an RBI. Swings over the top of a breaking ball for strike 1. Looking for his first hit against the Highlanders. He's 0 for 8 in this series. Walked twice and struck out 4 times against Highlander pitching. Foul tipped into the mitt. 0-2. Carmichael at a Esterhan, Louisiana. His 0-2 pitch on the breaking ball. Called strike 3. Walters not happy with the call. Back-to-back strikeouts for Carmichael. 2 outs. Now back to the top of the order in J.C. Davis. Davis flew out to left field his first time up. Dropped his average below 400 at 396 now. Fouls off the first pitch. Bounding ball to the third baseman, McLeod. He makes the throw across. They have plenty of time for out number 3. Coyotes go 3 up and 3 down in the third. And the bottom of the inning with McLennan on top, 3-0.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Yeah, that's what I thought they'd do. Turn off the lights and turn them back on and see if that standard will come on, and it ain't coming on. Bottom half of the third inning, 2, 3, and 4 for the Highlanders. Facing A.J. Mayera. He's given up 3 runs on 3 hits through the first 2. Lane Helton flew out to deep center field his first time up. Matter of fact, probably had a home run taken away by Blake Martinez as he reached above the fence to haul that one down. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. Helton 0 for 4 in today's doubleheader. 2 for 10 in the 4-game series. Off speed and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ashlock in left, Martinez in center, Bird in right for the Coyotes. 1-1. That's lined into center field. This one will be caught. It keeps his head up long enough for Martinez to get to it. Helton has hit the ball hard to center field twice and got nothing to show for it. One out. Here's Marcus Smith. Singleton scored his first time up. He's had a nice series against Weatherford, 4 for 11 with that double. And 3 RBI. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Current average sitting at .333, a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lays off the pitch around the shoulders. Checked it in time. 2-1. Wind still blowing out to left at about 10 to 15. Still too high to chase after. 3 balls and 1 strike on the Highlander right fielder. A .302 career average now for Marcus after hitting .241 a year ago. Slow curveball is just too tantalizing not to swing at, and he fouls it off. Looked like a beach ball floating up there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outside ball 4. Smith collects his team-leading 37th walk of the year. Becomes a 1-out base runner. Second walk given up by Mayera. Brings up Daniel Harden. Daniel singled his first time up, brought home a run. He also scored a run. Takes a pitch high and away for ball one. He is a tough out. 5 for 9 against Weatherford pitching with 3 doubles and a home run. Throw to first base, keep Marcus Smith close to the bag. Marcus 10 for 12 in the stolen base department this year. Might be looking to get into position. Might also be off on a hit and run. 1-0 pitch. That's hit right off the pitcher and into center field for a base hit. Marcus Smith will stop at second base. Harden with a 2-hit game. With a hard hit ball that I think it may have clipped the pitcher a little bit on its way up the middle of the diamond. Now here's Dayton LaChance. He doubled his last time up. 14th double of the year, 64th hit of the season. Now hitting .347. One for 3 in today's doubleheader. It's the first pitch high in the air toward left center field. Center fielder Martinez making the call, makes the catch for out number 2. That's going to leave it to Owen Egan to try to bring home a run here in the third with 2 on and 2 out. Egan picked up an RBI with a ground out to third base in his first at bat in this one. His 4th RBI of the year. Takes a first pitch slider upstairs for ball 1. 5'11", 200-pound sophomore from Yucaipa, California. His first year, though, here at McLennan. Two-way player. Also seen action on the mound for the Highlanders. Breaking ball. That's hit high in the air to left field. With 2 outs, the runners are off. The runners are looking up, and it's caught by Martinez at the warning track. Wow. Wind blowing as hard as it was earlier today, it might have blown that one out, but Egan sends them to the warning track for the 3rd out to retire the side in the 3rd. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left on. We played 3. Our score, McLennan 3 and Weatherford nothing.
Look back at MCC with all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family. It's the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in a position to do that.
Pitch hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the 3rd out.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets alive, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Don't back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. That is yours.
Going back to hit into it, it'll go all the way to the wall. 1 run has scored. Rounding the third, coming home to score is Aiden Cooney.
Catch me if you can. We're renegades.
It's this one here in right field. It is Isaac Goddard went an inning and a 3rd in the start. No real trouble, it seemed like, when they decided to put in Carmichael. First pitch is bunted hard up the third base side. McLeod on the run, picks, throws, and gets it by the first baseman. Blake Martinez going to bunt his way aboard. We're going to give him a bunt single on that. he did that in our first game as well. It'll be a tough play to get the out. Going to be the second hit of the game for the Coyotes. Got a runner on board for Trace Maison. Maison 0 for 4 in today's doubleheader. That's after going 5 for 7 on Wednesday against the Highlanders. Still hitting above 400 for the year at 405. Hits the first pitch into the left field corner. Harden gets over to cut it off, and the runner from first is headed for third. The throw is cut off, goes to second base. Maison is in with a hustling double. Martinez taking a chance, going first to third on that, was able to do so. That allowed Maison to get into second base. So the tying run is at the plate, and Manny Salas, who walked his first time up. Six-foot, 145-pound sophomore from North Richland Hills hits the first pitch out of play, left side. Tying run at the plate here in the top half of the third inning. Salas with 61 hits on the year now. 16 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. Ducks on the pond for him. The 0-1. Slider misses low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One single and a double, giving Weatherford a chance to get on the board. Salas a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Off speed, popped up, going to get out of play. Was just 1 for 9 in this series against the Highlanders. The 1-2 pitch is hit on the ground, past the third baseman into right left field for a base hit. Both runners are going to try to score and will do so. Ball gets away on the throw in, and that'll allow Salas to move down. He's got a 2 RBI single. He also moves up to second base on an error by the third baseman. Cloud took his eye off of that one as it came in from the outfield. Giving 2 RBIs, 47 on the year now. Now here's Jake Overstreet with the tying run in scoring position and nobody out here in the 4th. Overstreet singled his first time up. He hits a kangaroo hop out to the third baseman. McLeod looks the runner back, goes to first, and gets the job done, holds the runner and gets the out. Overstreet out on the ground, out 5-3. One out now, here's Caden Mitchell. He was the last batter that Isaac Goddard faced. Goddard picked up his only strikeout against Caden Mitchell. 6', 200-pound sophomore from Salina, Texas. Now 3 for 9 against McLennan in this series. Takes the first pitch strike on the outside third at the knees. Everything else in the conference is concluded today. Breaking ball. Not sure why that's not a strike. Maybe it went over the top of the strike zone and then bounced into the plate. into the mid. I'm not sure. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tying run at second base. That's fouled back. Takes it to 1 and 2. Carmichael looking for his 3rd strikeout since coming into the game. Big overhand curveball stays up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Try to get a little extra dip on that one. Fly ball, left field, gonna slice off foul. Out of play. Mitchell hitting .377 on the year now. With 26 hits, 12 for extra bases, 7 doubles, and 5 home runs. One of those home runs came in our first game today. Helped Weatherford to a 7-4 victory. That's hit well down the right side. Fair or foul, it hooks foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. Coyotes making Carmichael work here in the 4th. Call strike 3. Got the bottom of the zone with that one. Mitchell not real happy with the call. 3rd strikeout for Carmichael. 4th for Highlander pitching. 2 gone now. Now here's Mason Ashlock. Ashlock hit a comebacker to the mound that Carmichael turned into a 1-4-3 double play to end the 2nd inning. So his 2nd at bat against Carmichael. He hits the ball on the ground to the 3rd baseman, McLeod, and it's fair or foul. It's a fair ball. That's what our home plate umpire says. It was fielded over the bag. Jeff Lightfoot walking down the line, wanting to talk to the home plate umpire about the fair foul call, but the home plate umpire pointed fair, that it was fair at the bag. It's the position of the ball, not the position of the player, and a good job by Cage McLeod to follow through on the play to get the 5-3 ground out. Weatherford, though, in the 4th gets 2 runs. They do it on 2 base hits, no Highlander errors, and there was there was 1 Highlander error.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Bottom 3 in the order for McLennan here in the 4th. Cage McLeod, A.J. Goitia, and Abdiel Hernandez against A.J. Mayera, Weatherford starter. Has thrown 49 pitches now. First pitch swinging. McLeod comes up empty. He struck out his first time up. 0 for 4 in today's doubleheader. Another swing and a miss. Hitting 274 on the year now. Still looking for his first hit against Weatherford pitching. The 0-2 is low and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McLeod earned the National Position Player of the Week in week 2 of the season. Time is called. Well, Jeff Lightfoot is angry about something. Home plate umpire called time. I think maybe the argument is the home plate umpire gave time after the pitcher was already into his motion. He's just going to get his point across here. He's not going to change anybody's mind, but he's going to maybe get the home plate umpire to be a little bit more observant as to what's going on. I don't think it's anything that they can go to the other umpires to ask about, because time was called and pitch was thrown, but there was no call on the pitch. Jeff Lightfoot going to go back to the dugout, getting his point across. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just one more thing to add a little drama to this matchup. The pitch, that's laced into right field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit for McLeod. McLeod gets his first hit of the series against Weatherford. He's at first base for A.J. Goitia. A.J. also looking for his first hit against the Coyotes. Popped up to the second baseman his first time in this one. Did not play in our first game today. He was 0 for 7 on Wednesday against the Coyotes. Squares to bunt. Punts it up in the air. The catcher is able to make the play for out number 2. Got to give it to Jake Overstreet for the way he played that. He saw it up in the air. He pushed the batter out of the way just to make sure that he was able to get to the baseball. Once again, we're having a discussion between Jeff Lightfoot and the home plate umpire. And now I think our home plate umpire is giving him a warning. I don't think he's ejected him. I think he's just giving Jeff Lightfoot a warning. Well, Coach Lightfoot coming out of the dugout wondering why I'm getting a warning, but wanting to make sure that that's what his situation is. So, and issued a warning. 9-hole hitter Abdiel Hernandez steps up with 1 on and 1 out. Hernandez will fly out to third base his first time up. He tries to square the bunt and pulls back on a pitch at his Adam's apple for ball 1. This is always a very tense rivalry. Wouldn't say it's necessarily a grudge match. Now, Coach Lightfoot has called timeout and wants to go out to the mound and talk to his pitcher. He's gone 2 balls and no strikes on a batter who's only seen 16 official trips to the plate starting today. Batting in the 9th spot in the order. I think he wants his pitcher to be a little bit more aggressive here. If the guy's trying to bunt his way, bunt the ball and get an out, let him get himself out. Well, that's part of the conversation there, I would think. Coach Lightfoot heads back to the first base dugout. It's a 1-run contest. We're just in the bottom of the 4th inning of a game scheduled for 9. Weatherford won the first game 7-4. Looking to get the road sweep. And take the series 3-1. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Exactly what Meyer did. He went after the batter. Despite the fact he squared the bunt. Maison is at the edge of the infield cut looking for a possible bunt. He's swinging away. Takes strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Throw to first base. Cloud steps back on the bag before any tag attempt. Cloud picks his spots. He's 8 for 9 in the stolen base department. 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is the left fielder at the wall looking up. It's treetop tall and over the wall. A 2-run home run for Abdiel Hernandez. And the Highlanders take a 5-2 lead. A round tripper from the most unlikely spot. The seldom used second baseman, Abdiel Hernandez, with his first junior college home run, and RBIs number 3 and 4 on the year. So 2 in, 1 out, and Sherman Johnson at the plate. First pitch is down for ball 1. Johnson is 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the first. Popped out to the catcher and the second. Slider misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Lightning strikes from the 9th spot. Abdiel Hernandez. Pressed into service due to some injuries. Squared to bunt, pulls back on the pitch. It's said to be a strike on the outside corner. He was not bunting, he was trying to disturb the pitcher. Popped up, out of play. First base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slow curveball, that's hit deep to left field. Left fielder going back, looking up, it's gone. Sherman Johnson with a solo home run and a bat flip halfway up the first baseline. That's not going to get any friends and influence people. But it's the 5th home run of the year for Sherman Johnson. RBI number 32. Now, the head coach for Weatherford, Jeff Lightfoot, going to go up the first base line and talk to Sam Kanye about the batter runner taking the bat halfway up, more than halfway up the first base line and flipping it. So now Sam Kanye, I believe, is going to come to the Highlander side and ask to talk to Tyler Johnson. And part of this is, let's settle down, guys. The umpires are going to talk about it. Tyler Johnson going to shy away from that discussion. If they don't want to talk to him, he's not going to go out there. There's no ruling that they can make, according to the rules that I know of, that can nullify the home run because he carried the bat halfway up the first baseline. It's just not necessarily great baseball etiquette. Doesn't win any friends or influence people, but nonetheless, that's what Sherman Johnson did. So hopefully what the umpires are doing here right now is kind of discussing things and trying to calm down matters. Now Sam Kanye wants to talk to the head coach and just basically say, Coach, tell your players to not do that anymore. Let's keep things cool so we can complete this game with nobody being ejected from the contest, which is a great way of handling things. Sam Kanye's done an outstanding job every time I've seen him call baseball in the junior college level. He did basically the same thing in Weatherford on Wednesday when there was a little trouble after a home run. He did his best to defuse the situation, which is exactly what occurred here. So back-to-back home runs for the Highlanders give them 3 runs here in the 4th and a 6-2 lead. Clayne Helton takes a home run cut on the first pitch and comes up empty for strike 1. There is 1 out. Nobody on.
Come on, Josiah.
Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 0-2. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts to center field. One that was taken back from over the wall by the center fielder Martinez. Another one that was just kind of one of those line drives that holds its head up that Martinez was able to catch for the second out. 1-2 the count on Helton. On the inside corner, called strike 3. A little too close to take with 2 strikes. Strikeout number 2 for A.J. Mayera. Passes the bat to Marcus Smith, who singled and scored in the first, walked left stranded in the third. Run scored was his 40th of the year. He hits this one a ton to left field. This one is treetop tall and over the wall. A solo home run for Marcus Smith. He left the bat at home plate this time. Tenth home run of the year for Marcus Smith. And his 43rd RBI. And the Highlanders with a 4 spot in the 4th on 3 home runs. Jeff Lightfoot is headed to the mound and asked for the baseball from A.J. Mayera. Mayera going to go 3 2/3 innings. He's given up 7 runs. On 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Walking 2 and striking out 2. But the day is done for A.J. Mayera. They go to the bullpen for Gabriel Lewis, 5'7", 165-pound freshman out of Mansfield. We saw Gabe in our first game today. Seems I remember he only got Weatherford out of an inning. He only threw a third of an inning facing 2 batters, hitting 1 and getting a fly out, so quite possibly that's all he's being asked to do here while another pitcher gets loose. But then again, he has not pitched that much today and could go deeper into the contest. Again, Mayera, 3 2/3 innings, 7 runs on 8 hits. Walking 2, striking out 2. The Highlanders have broke out the whooping stick here in the 4th inning. After a single, a pop out to the catcher, Abdiel Hernandez sent one over the left field wall for his first junior college home run. Sherman Johnson followed that with a solo shot. Then after a strikeout, Marcus Smith took one over the left field wall. Highlanders did not take advantage of that wind blowing out to left in game 1, but definitely have taken advantage here. 3 home runs in this one. That gives the whole line Highlanders 75 home runs on the year. They were among the nation's top 10 in team home runs coming into this series. 2 outs, Daniel Harden up 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. He's batting .600 against the Coyotes. 6 for 10 with 2 runs scored. Out of those 6 hits, 4 for extra bases, 3 doubles, a home run. He's picked up 5 RBI. He likes Weatherford pitching. A run and an RBI in this one with those 2 singles. First pitch to him. He fouls off the left side, giving chase is Maison, but he'll run out of room and can't get to it.
Come on, Daniel.
Daniel has been a tough out in conference competition. Let's see, in this series, 6 for 10. That's 20 for 38 in his last 8 conference games. One ball, one strike on Daniel Hardin, heading to LSU next year. That pitch hits him. Comes bearing in on him and gets him in the thigh. So Lewis hits the first batter he faces. Puts Hardin aboard. Brings up LaChance as the 8th batter of the inning. That is a team-leading 14th time that Hardin has been hit by a pitch. 2-out base runner. Shots doubled in the first. Popped out to center field on the first pitch he saw in the third. 6'4", 240-pound sophomore out of Sherbrooke, Quebec. He's headed to Oklahoma next year. Hits the first pitch, and this is a no-doubter. Treetop tall and over the wall, just to the left of the batter's eye in center field. Peyton LaChance with his 13th home run of the year, and RBIs 63 and 64. Four home runs in the inning for McLennan. They've plated 6 runs, and they're up 9-2 on the Weatherford Coyotes. First pitch hacking Owen Egan, the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the 4th. Both of those runs are now on the ledger of Gabe Lewis. Slider hits the outside corner. Strike 2, no balls and 2 strikes on Egan, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out and a fly out to center field. Fouled off first base side, out of play. What an inning for the Highlanders. 5 hits and 4 of them round trippers. I cannot remember an inning like that for the Highlanders in my career covering the Highlanders. Pitch is up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Off speed, foul tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. But what an inning for McLennan. 6 runs. They do it on 5 base hits. 4 were home runs. There was no errors, and nobody was left on base. We have completed 4 in our new scores. McLennan 9 and Weatherford 2.
All the pretty girls stand up. All the pretty boys stand up.
Pretty boys in the building. This right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn. Everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
New pitcher for McLennan as Weatherford comes to bat in the top half of the 5th inning. Taking over on the hill is Gage Goldman. A 6'6", 220-pound freshman from Victoria East High School in Victoria, Texas. He is committed to Alabama, taking over for John Carmichael, who's set up to pick up the victory now after going 2 2/3 innings in relief of the starter, Isaac Goddard. Carmichael gave up 2 runs earned on 3 hits. He walked nobody and struck out 3. But now it's Gage Goldman on the hill. Goldman making his 11th appearance of the season. 1 win, 1 loss, no saves. 16 2/3 innings. The lefty has given up 20 runs, 18 earned on 25 hits, 15 walks, 24 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .329 off of Goldman, who has a 9.72 earned run average. Faces 8-9-1 in the Weatherford batting order. First batter, Caden Bird, takes strike 1. Bird struck out his first time up. That was against John Carmichael. On the outside corner was strike 2. Bird, a freshman from Burleson, 6 foot, 185. 1 for 9 in the series against the Highlanders. Goldman's 0-2 pitch. Inside, maybe a little up. 1-2. 7-run lead after 4 innings. Never comfortable in junior college baseball, especially in the 4th game of a series. The 1-2 is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled over the screen behind home plate. Bird, Walters, and Davis, the first 3 for Goldman to face, taking over for John Carmichael. Swung and a miss. Good off-speed pitch from Goldman to pick up his first strikeout. That's the 5th strikeout for McLennan pitching. 1 out. 9-hole hitter Uriah Walters at the plate. Strikeout victim of Carmichael's, his only trip to the plate so far in this one. He is 0 for 4 in today's doubleheader with 3 strikeouts. First pitch is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. That's a little looper behind the bag at second, picked up by Hernandez. His throw to first base was in time. Well, it is in time. They say he was taking the ball out of his mitt. So Walters is out 4-3 on a fine play by Hernandez behind the bag at second. 2 away. Now the top of the order again. And J.C. Davis. 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a ground out to third. Be ready on the left side of the diamond. 3 for 13 against the Highlanders in the series. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. Walters, a sophomore from Argyle, appearing in his 73rd game for the Coyotes. He's collected 73 career hits. 12 doubles, 3 home runs. Hits this one on a big kangaroo hop out to the shortstop, Sherman Johnson. He gets it on the second hop and gets it over to first base. It's a 3-up, 3-down 5th for Gage Goldman. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Head to the bottom of the 5 with our score. McLennan 9 and Weatherford 2. Centex, Jeff Lightfoot, still pleading his case with Sam Calle, our first base umpire. I don't know if he really wants to be thrown out or what, but he certainly has been very demonstrative here in game 2. He's had reason for a couple of his arguments. Not sure what this one is about. It's the bottom half of the 5th inning. And Cage McLeod gets to start it off. He started off that 6-run uprising in the 4th inning with a single. He starts this one off with a fly ball out to left center field, but Martinez will figure out where it is and make the catch for the first out. Now here's the catcher, A.J. Goitia. 0 for 2 with a couple of pop-outs. One to second, one to the catcher. Gabe Lewis back on the mound. Goitia takes strike 1 after squaring the bunt. Lewis hit a batter, gave up a home run and a strikeout in the 3 batters he faced coming out of the bullpen. Checked his swing. Did he check it in time? He did, according to the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the sophomore from Wesley Chapel, Florida, 5'11", 190. Out and outside. 2-1 to count. .287 at this at bat for Goitia. Off speed, fouled off. He is 0 for 9 against Weatherford in this series, and that has dropped his average from .313 down to .287. Two pitch. Takes it high, takes it full. I think once the lights take full effect, our light standard in right center that's not illuminated will not have a big effect on play. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Martia gets the free pass, the first issued by Gabe Lewis other than the head batter. So he's on for Abdiel Hernandez, a 2-run home run his last time up. His first round tripper at the junior college level. And that's going to be it for Gabe Lewis. Jeff Lightfoot is out to the mound again and made a call to the bullpen. Lewis is going to face 5 batters. He gets 2 outs, so he goes 2 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 runs that are earned on just 1 base hit. He walked 1, hit 1, and struck out 1. Now the 3rd pitcher of the game has been summoned to the mound for the Weatherford Coyotes. That call goes to Logan Simmons, a 6'3", 215-pound sophomore from Silsbee, Texas. Triggers a reminder that former Highlander Logan Henderson got the call up to the major leagues this week by the Milwaukee Brewers. So congratulations to the former Highlander Logan Henderson, making it to the bigs, only about 4 years removed from junior college baseball. Now let's tell you about the new pitcher on the mound, Logan Simmons. This will be his 9th appearance of the year. He's got to win, no losses, no saves. 15 innings pitched. Opponents have scored 20 runs off of him, but only 14 of those are earned off of 23 hits. He's walked 8 and struck out 16, an 8.40 earned run average for Logan Simmons. He comes in to face the 9-hole hitter, Abdiel Hernandez. Right now, what the Coyotes are trying to make sure is they don't give up 3 more runs. This one in early on the run rule. Again, earlier today, Temple and Grayson split a pair. Grayson in the first game 2-0. Temple in the nightcap 9-5. Ranger swept North Central 16-9 and 17-7. Hill swept Vernon 14-6 and 7-5. That may help the Hill Rebels' causes trying to get into the postseason. Taking 2 today from Vernon, a team that was ahead of them in the standings. So here we go with Logan Simmons on the mound facing Abdiel Hernandez. A 2-run homer his last time up. He is 2 for 4 against Weatherford in this series. But getting his first start, takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 1. He popped out to third base his first time up in this one. Getting an opportunity due to an injury to Spencer Butt. Popped this one up. Left side of the infield. Trace Maison calling off everybody. Back pedals and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 gone. Back to the top of the order, and Sherman Johnson. Johnson with a solo shot his last time up. Home run number 5 on the year, his 32nd RBI on the season. Has scored twice in this game. With a leadoff walk in the first, he's also popped out to the catcher. So 1 for 1 in the contest. Takes a first pitch strike. Bounce 10, gets away from the catcher, going down to second base safely. Will be A.J. Goitia on a wild pitch. One. Slider hits the outside corner, strike 2. Pretty pitch. Logan Simmons there. Well, our light standard came on all of a sudden. That pitch bounces in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don't know what it took to get that light standard in right center to come on, but all of a sudden it just popped on. So now we're well lit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. And the pitch. This is outside. Johnson has the count full now, trying to become a 2-out base runner and bring the potential winning run to the plate on a run rule. Landers trying to split the home series and split the series. Slider outside, ball 4. So Johnson is aboard on the 4th walk issued by Weatherford pitchers. Brings McLean Helton to the plate. He's hit into some hard luck in this one. Had a home run taken away from him by the center fielder Blake Martinez his first time up. Then lined out to Martinez in the 3rd. Called out on strikes his last time up. He is 0 for 6 in today's doubleheader. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Freshman out of Cywoods High School in Houston, hitting .337 on the season now with 34 hits, 10 extra base hits, 4 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. 1-0. Check swing roller up the third base side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 home runs in the 4th inning scoring 6 runs for the Highlanders in this one. The 1-1. 2 balls and no strike, or 1 strike. Have to go back to maybe a game at Hill about 6-8 years ago when the Highlanders and Rebels had a home run derby with the wind blowing out at Hill. To even get close to having that many home runs in an inning. Call on the inside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. The pitch hits him. The runners were off, and the ball hits Helton. That'll have a coach pulling the hair out of his head when you got 2 strikes on the batter and you give him a free base with the hit batter. So the Highlanders have loaded him up on freebies. 2 walks and a hit batter. That brings Marcus Smith to the plate. Marcus with a solo homer his last time up, 2 for 2 in this one with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. Catcher Jake Overstreet going to go out and talk to Logan Simmons. Simmons came in with 1 out and 1 on. Got a pop-up, but now has walked 1 and hit 1. And giving the Highlanders a chance to end this one early. As the winning runs at first base, but there are 2 out. Marcus now 5 for 12 against the Weatherford Coyotes. The throw across the diamond is going to be in time. An amazing play by Trace Maison at third base to be able to get the out. That was a ball that was hit right down the third base line. And Tyler Johnson, who's coaching at third base, doesn't argue that it was a fair ball, and an amazing play by Maison playing back at third, able to make the stop and get the throw across to retire Marcus Smith and save the game. 5-3 for the out. In the 5th, Highlanders get no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and there was 3 runners left on base. We go to the 6th with our score, McLennan 9 and Weatherford 2. Wow.
All the pretty girls stand up. All the pretty boys stand up.
Pretty boys in the building. This right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn, everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be.
Second spot in the order for center fielder Blake Martinez is Garrett Schroeder. Schroeder, 6'1", 190-pound sophomore out of Richardson. Taking over for Martinez, who was 1 for 2 with a bunt single and a run scored, as well as a ground out. Coleman's first pitch is low and inside for ball 1. This may be a lefty-righty reason for the switch here. The lefty on the mound, Goldman now. Popped up, first base side. Dayton LaChance going over toward the bullpen, looks up and will make the catch. Ride number 1. That brings up Trace Maison. Made a Brooks Robinson-esque play at third base to possibly save the game in the bottom half of the fifth inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. He kept the ball from getting into the left field corner that quite possibly could have scored the 3 runners on base. Not only does it with his bat, he does it with his glove. 1 for 2 in this one with a double and a run scored his last time up. Now 6 for 12 in this series against McLennan with 3 runs scored, a home run, 2 doubles, and 4 RBI. 1-0, fouled off. 1-1 to count. Sophomore out of Aledo, headed to Coastal Carolina next year. Appearing in game number 101 of his junior college career at Weatherford. Takes a pitch above the letters. 129 career hits, a 371 career average. Chanticleer is getting a good one. And Trace Maison. Breaking ball, that's hit the left field. It's going to fall into the glove of Daniel Harden in front of the warning track for out number 2. A 2 gone for Manny Salas. He's 1 for 1 in the game with a walk and a single. That single brought home a couple of runs. RBIs 46 and 47 on the year for Salas. He also walked earlier in the game. Just 2 for 10 though against the Highlanders, and now we got time called. Is not sure what the home plate umpire wants Salas to do, adjust his uniform or something. Now he steps into the left side, a lefty-lefty matchup here. First pitch high and inside for ball 1. Highlanders have dropped Salas's season batting average by 15 points from 420 to 405. He's still hitting a ton. Swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike. A little late on the swing there. Close to 1 and 2. Coleman, his second inning of work. Faced the minimum so far. Looking for his second strikeout coming out of the bullpen. Slow curveball is hit into right field for a base knock. Salas with his second hit of the game. A little too much plate on a 2-strike pitch. Salas turns it around. He's a 2-out base runner for Jake Overstreet. Overstreet 5'9", 195 out of Rockwall. 1 for 2 in this game. Singled back in the second, hits the first pitch he sees and pops it up out to shallow left field. Third baseman Cloud is out into shallow left field, fighting the wind, finally makes the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side. For Weatherford in the 6th, no runs on a hit, no Highlander errors, 1 man left on base. Head to the bottom of the 6th, our scores: McLennan 9 and Weatherford 2.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
I've looked back at MCC with all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family. It's the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in a position to do that.
Pitch is hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the third out.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets alive, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Don't back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. Life is young.
Field center fielder going back, can't get to it. It'll go all the way to the wall. One run is scored. Now the third coming home to score. For the Highlanders in the bottom of the sixth, 4, 5, and 6. Hardin, LaChance, and Egan. The scheduled batters to face the third pitcher of the game, Logan Simmons, for the Coyotes. First pitch is outside. Now Hardin, he is 2 for 2 in the game with 2 runs scored. Hit by a pitch his last time up and scored ahead of the 2-run home run by LaChance, who waits on deck. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Daniel now 6 for 10 against Weatherford. 20 for his last 38 at the plate in conference play. Pops this one up on the infield. The third baseman, Maison, takes charge and makes the catch. I'm not sure the second baseman or the shortstop had any clue where that one was, but Maison was able to chase it down for the first out. Now here's the senior from Quebec, Dayton LaChance. 2 for 3 in today's contest, 2 for 5 in today's doubleheader. Slider outside for ball 1. He clubbed the 4th home run of the 4th inning for the Highlanders in that 6-run frame. Also doubled his first time up and had a fly out to center field. 1-0 pitch. That's hit a ton, but it's going to hook foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Average at 376 now on the year. 65 hits, 45 runs scored, 65 RBI. He has produced runs for the Highlanders. Takes a slider outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Simmons delivers. Swung and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Logan Simmons. 4th strikeout for Weatherford pitching. 2 outs here in the 6th. Now here's Owen Egan. Egan 0 for 3, but an RBI ground out his first time up. He's also flied out and struck out. Swing and a miss there. Egan getting starts as the designated hitter in back-to-back ball games here. 1 for 7 in this series against Weatherford. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big cut by Egan underneath the fastball. 1-2 now. That went all the way to the backstop on the fly. Overstreet didn't even have a chance to get to that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Lights have taken full effect and all light standards working now. 2-2 pitch. Bounces in. Nice job blocking the ball by Overstreet. But the count's full. Egan looking to become a 2-out base runner for Cage McLeod, who waits on deck. Ground ball to the shortstop. Walters picks it up, sets his feet, makes a good throw for out number 3. Highlanders go 3 up and 3 down in the 6th. We head to the 7th with our score, McLennan 9 and Weatherford 2.
I've looked back at MCC with all these kids coming out here, these men and women starting their lives out here, starting their dreams and their visions of what they want to do for their family. It's the foundation for our community.
The plan is to go win.
Yes, sir.
Our girls set a goal that they wanted to win a national championship. They wanted to win a conference championship. That's been on the table from day one. And now we put ourselves in the position to do that.
Pitch hit in the air and deep to left field. Going back is Rayvon Morgan at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch for the 3rd out.
On the line, too much to give in. If you think it's over, then let's start it again. The planets alive, the stars burn bright, the sun goes down, we keep going all night. Going back down, the moment is now. Don't miss out, we're never turning around. That is your
Going back to hit into it. It'll go all the way to the wall. 1 run is scored. Rounding the third, coming home to score is Aiden. Top half of the 6th inning. Caden Mitchell starts it off. DH for Weatherford. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in this one. But 2 for 5 on the day against the Highlanders in the doubleheader. Takes the first pitch for a strike from Gage Goldman, out for his 3rd inning of work. Not sure where that one missed, but it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 2 the count. A little looper out toward left field, going to fall in front of Harden for a base hit. Mitchell's been a tough out for the Highlanders in this series. 1 for 3 in this one now. 4 for 11 against the Highlanders. Leadoff batter aboard for Mason Ashlock. Ashlock hit into a double play in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd base in the 4th. And hits the first off of Goldman. 6th in the game for the Coyotes. The first pitch is in for a strike. Foul back. Ashlock, a sophomore from Dripping Springs, Texas, 6'4", 205. Pitch is inside and gets away from Goitia, the catcher. That'll allow the runner to move up on a pass ball. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Highlanders just trying to get outs anytime that the Coyotes are at the plate. With a 7-run cushion, you just try your best to get outs as quick as possible. The 1-2, swung and a miss for strike 3. Goldman picks up his second strikeout. That is the 6th strikeout for Highlander pitching in the game. Out number 1. Here's Caden Bird. He has 2 of those 6 strikeouts. Swing and a miss here. He was the first batter for Goldman to face when he entered the game to start the 5th inning. So Goldman has been through the order one time, has given up no runs on 2 hits, walked nobody, and struck out 2. Another swing and a miss. And I'm sorry, this is not Bird batting. This is number 7. This is Jax Marshall batting for Bird. Marshall getting a pinch hit for Bird here in the 8th spot in the order. And he'll go down swinging on 3 pitches. 3rd strikeout for Goldman, out number 2 here in the 7th. Made quick work of Marshall. Now looks like we're going to get another pinch hitter in the 9th spot as Fisher Polidorf comes to the plate for Uriah Walters. Polidorf, a 5'11" freshman, 180 pounds, out of Keller. Hometown of Max Muncy. Takes the first pitch strike. Polidorf started this series hitting .300. This is just the 15th game for him to appear in. Hits this into the right field, right at the right fielder, Marcus Smith. He'll squeeze it for the 3rd out to retire the side. In the 7th, for Weatherford, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Stretch time at Bosque River Ballpark with the Highlanders on top by a score of 9-2.
I've looked back at MCC.
Yeah. Yeah. Rappers really don't want beef with me. Trust me, I can beat you easily. Circuits get DDT'd. I've been swinging for the fences since I was in Little League. I make they nut like a guillotine. Ooh, Langston Hughes with the verses. Hook something like a Reno. Baby girl, I ain't got time to chase you. I've been chasing dreams. Whoa, I'm going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI. Yeah, we be skipping over all of your verses just like the CD with a playwright. Yeah, I already know if the beat is bananas, it's only right that I go ape on it. Yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight. Yeah, I'm a crossover gang. AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD with an A, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah, we be skipping over all of your versions just like the CD wouldn't play right, yeah, going crazy like I'm daylight, yeah, I'm a crossover gang, AI, yeah.
Taking over for Logan Simmons, who went 2 innings, giving up no runs on no hits. He walked 1 and hit 1, struck out 1. Now it's Jalen Rogers on for the Coyotes. For Rogers, his 8th appearance of the year. Just 5 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 3 runs, 1 earned on 2 hits. He's walked 6 and struck out 4. 1.59 earned run average for the right-hander. Jalen Rogers faces the bottom 3rd of the Highlander order. Cage McLeod leads it off, takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. McLeod has Singleton scored between a strikeout and a fly out to center field. Takes another pitch inside. Ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Hitting .277 on the year. Just 1 for 10 against Weatherford in this series. Takes a pitch away. And 1 for 10 has dropped his season average from .294 to .277. But ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Ball 4. Cloud picks up walk number 34 on the season. He's at first for A.J. Goitia. Walked his last time up. Got to third base, but left stranded there. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Hitting .287, but 0 for 9 against Weatherford. Did not play in our first game today. Went 0 for 7 on Wednesday against the Coyotes. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. The throw down is in time. Cloud out trying to steal. 2 to 4 on the put out. 1 away. One ball and no strikes on Goitia. Fouled off. Trying to get the new positioning for the Coyotes. Fisher Polydoroff is playing third base. Trace Maison has moved over to second base. And J.C. Davis is now the shortstop. And we should have a new left fielder, I believe. Well, Ashlock is still out there. Maybe it's a center fielder that we needed a new one. Yeah, that's Schroeder playing in center field. Pitch goes all the way to the backstop. On a bounce, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls and 2 strikes on Goitia. Fouls it off first base side. That'll clear the bullpen and head for the amphitheater. Goitia in part-time actions picked up 31 hits, 14 for extra bases, 8 doubles, and 6 home runs. Another 3-2 pitch. Way high, ball 4. Not sure going for an eephus pitch or what there, but he walks Goitia. Rogers has come in to face 2 batters and walked them both. 6 walks given up now by Weatherford pitching. If it hadn't been for the stolen base attempt by McLeod, the Highlanders would have the winning run at the plate in Abdiel Hernandez. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of flyouts and a 2-run home run. First pitch bounces past the catcher, and that'll move Goitia up on a wild pitch. Hernandez 1 for 3 in the game. Got his season average at .238 now. Again, a pitch that's going to bounce past the catcher. And a wild pitch moves Goitia over to third. 2 walks, 2 wild pitches for Jalen Rogers out of the bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th. Now the infield will play in to try to cut off the run. That one gets by the catcher. That's going to be a pass ball, and he'll score easily. And it's a trip around the bases for A.J. Goitia by Freebies. And that's the ball game. 8 runs after 7. And the Highlanders just scored that 8th run here in the bottom of the 7th inning without benefit of a hit. They get 1 run on no hits. There was no errors. Nobody left on base. Our final score in game 2 on the run rule is McLennan 10 and Weatherford 8. I apologize, I forgot about the run rule after 7. It's 10 runs after 5, 8 runs after 7. So the Highlanders come away with the win here, scoring 10 runs on 9 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 6 runners on base. For the Weatherford Coyotes, they get 2 runs on 6 hits. They commit an error, and they leave 4 runners on base. John Carmichael will be the winning pitcher. He goes to 2-1. The losing pitcher will be A.J. Maera. He goes to 6-3. Game ended at 8:18, which means it took us 2 hours and 9 minutes to play this game, shortened to the run rule on 7 innings, with McLennan coming away with a 10-2 victory. So McLennan's record improves to 32-15 on the year. They're 16-8 in conference play. Weatherford now 38-9 on the year, 21-7 in league action. The 2 teams split the 4-game series. The 3 teams at the top of the standings of the North Texas Junior College Conference have all split their 4-game series. But it's going to be interesting to see how this conference race ends between these three teams, Weatherford, McLennan, and Grayson. But our results here today is a split. Weatherford winning the first game 7-4. McLennan taking the nightcap by a score of 10-2. Hope you've enjoyed junior college baseball from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco, Texas today. I'm Lark Smith, reminding you again the final score in our game 2 is McLennan 10 and Weatherford 2.